cigar, the spirits rise. Smoke curling like ancestors whispering in the skies. Dr. Sebi in my left ear saying heal from inside. This ain't no new plan, we the ones they try to deny. Before Columbus ever dreamt of ship to steer, we was building mountains, doing rituals with no fear. From Yucatan to Galveston, New Orleans here. That's a triangle of soul, but the map ain't clear. Second lines ain't parades, this ancestral rights. Tambourines and feathers under full moonlight. We ain't immigrants now, we the original might. Built pyramids and bone flutes before Rome took flight. Top cat said it loud, stop begging for permission. Our culture ain't missing, it's just deep in tradition. We ain't African cause they told us we remember the mission. The land speaks Creole, so food and intuition. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. And the ancestors rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. This our home, not a place we disappear. James singing true through the pain and the tears. Granny sat me down, roll something slow. Said when you puff, give thanks, let the cosmos know. I inhale the jungle, exhale the flow. Spitting stories that the textbooks still scared to show. Cigar lit like a torch from ancient rites. Aromas like prayers to the Orishas at night. New Orleans ain't a tourist tale, it's black divine. Where the jazz horns bend time and spirits align. Forget Columbus, we was dancing in stars. Trading turquoise, dripping culture and bars. Drums talking codes, spirits moving cars. Look close, the past ain't gone, it's just behind the stars. From Congo Square to Trammy porches, we built this land, no need for endorsers. The Mardi Gras beats ain't just for decor. That's soul, mama, homie, we was gods before. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. This our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tears. Through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. This our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tears. We been here,
111.
oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. This our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the
OCO, Shalom, Hotel, Namaste, Alafia, Peace, Aloha, Mahalo, and all that other good stuff, man. I hope everybody doing good for no reason at all. I hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all. Radiating, vibrating, emanating, being the highest frequency, being the highest frequency of your utmost self at this time. You know, life is lifing, the shifts are shifting, the weather is weathering. You know, depending on where you at. You know, um, we in freezes, major snow going on, depending on where you at. You know, it's a lot going on, family. I hope we staying warm. I just came in. I went out there and I started shoveling like 10:30. You know, and before I know it, by the time I decide to take a break, I gotta do my front and I gotta do my back in the driveway. You know, it's 1 o'clock, man. You know, and we remember what happened the last time I was out there a little longer than I needed to be. You hear me? Um, so I listened to my body this time. I ain't come to stay long. I came to to put something in the air. You know, uh, some positivity in the air. You know, some light in the air, as well as some darkness in the air. You hear me? Some balance in the air, some harmony in the air, and whatever else we can get out of what I say. You know, I'm aware that include I'm aware that we all, including myself, you know, been doing the best that we can with what we know, and that's a beautiful thing. You know, for individually, personally, as well as collectively. You know, that's a beautiful thing. But that's not enough. And why I say that's not enough is because we know more now. So due to the fact that we know more now than we previously knew, that gives that places accountability. That places more accountability, because some of us may feel like we ain't had nothing to be accountable for previously, um, as well as responsibility. Because some of us may feel like we ain't had nothing to be responsible for, you know, previously, you know. But if you're learning, you got something to be accountable for. If you're learning, you have something to be responsible for. If you're growing, you have something to be accountable for. If you're growing, you have something to be responsible for. If only yourself, you know. If only yourself. And that pertains to your thoughts, because ain't nobody thinking for you, regardless of how they may be influenced, you know, or persuaded. You feel me? Ain't nobody thinking for you. If it's coming, if it's coming through you, it's coming from you. Check. If it's coming from you, it's coming through you. Um, um, how we feel, you know, how we react or respond, if we do either or none of the above. You feel me? How we behave, you know, our actions, you know, we responsible and accountable for these things. Um, that's why it's so important to know what I am is, and you know, now I'm starting to figure out why this came to me. It's important for us to know what come after our am. You know, it's important for us to know, are you in your am? AM. I ain't talking about morning time. I'm talking about your am. I am, that is. Because if you're not in your am, you know, or if you don't know what come after your am, you know, you'll put anything behind your am. If you're not in your am, you know, anything external of you could place you where it wants you to be at in your am. Because if you're not in your am, you either in the distant past or far future. You always be saying, where I'm going with this, you know. What am I even talking about? I'm talking about being in touch with your am. You know, where are you at in your I am? You know, what are you what are you placing after your I am? You know, because we'll say we this and we that, you know, on one note, you know, but if we observe if we observe ourselves, if we only observe ourselves, you know, throughout the day, you know, we're able to see if we really who we say or say we are, if we really who we would like to appear to be, you know, not not to others, to ourselves. You know, that's why we need to know what's after our end, what come after our end. You know, to know if we operating in it or not, or we just using words because they sound good. You know, and give people certain impressions of us. But how long do impressions last? And if 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 what we're using, you know, to imprint impressions upon others on, it's not the real thing. You know, um, but as I was saying, if you're not in your am, you're either in the distant past or the far future. What I'm saying is, whatever you put after your am is more important than if you in it, because it's determining if your life looping or if your life spiraling according to how you're using your creative command. You see, so it's important uh, to know if what we whatever word or whatever commanding, whatever word or creative command we put after I am, you know, it's important to really try to be connected to that space, you know, so we don't just be using space in the form of words, and then our life is our life through certain experiences, through daily things that happen throughout the day, is steady showing us that, you know, we ain't in touch with our am, you know, because we'll say we this and because we'll say we this and that, we this and we that until something happen, you know. I learned how to be a man of faith by seeing the elders in my family lack faith. You know, by seeing the Christians in my family lack faith, talk faith, but lack faith. You know, when crises occur, lack faith when tragedy occur, lack faith when unexpected occurrences happen. You know, everybody shook, everybody worried, and you can't pray and worry at the same time. You see, you're either gonna be a prayer warrior, you see, or a worry wart, but you can't be in both. You know, so I learned a lot of things through my observations by coming from uh, the type of households that I came from, you know, in the way that I observe, you know, and I'm grateful for my opportunities. You hear me? I'm grateful for my experiences, the good, the bad, the pretty and the ugly. I'm grateful for it all. You hear me? Because it all got to do with, you know, my development. You know, um, it all has to do with my development, just like yours has to do with yours. You hear me? So whether you see, whether you see your whole, whether you use your whole story to find wholeness, or or you pick parts of it. You know, determine whether you pick parts of it to stay fractured is a choice. I'll just say it like that. But whatever you do, as you believe, so be it unto you. You know. But what does that really mean? As you believe, so be it unto you. That means that what you believe for you is only for you. You can't say, or to put that in an example format, because you believe in hell don't mean you can send me there according to your belief system. Or because I believe heaven is a mind share, don't mean that you get to experience it if you haven't found it in yourself. You know, so that's two different analogies. As you believe, so be it unto you. You know, it only means to us, the individual, what it means to the individual. But in this world, you know, once more than one person, or once many people believe the same thing, you know, whether other people believe it or not, the more people believe in the same thing, it becomes a blanket system. You know, majority rule type of thing. You know, even though even though we all may not partake in, you know, the what the majority may be believing in, but there's just a few analogies. You know, as you believe, so be it unto you. You know, that means consciousness, and to take it even further, you know, and what that really means. That means consciousness can identify whatever it chooses, you know, but in whatever that it chooses, whatever our consciousness choose, you know, we can't expect it to exist as two identities, you know. We can't expect it to exist as two identities. That means uh, falsity and truth can't live in the same place. So for one of them to take uh, precedence, You know, one gotta die for the other to live. You know, so so if you believe in falsity, that means the truth, the truth in you gotta die. Or if you believe in the truth, that means the falsity in you gotta die. But they can't live in this. They can't believe in the same space. That's like health and disease trying to share company in the same space. It don't happen. You know. So I don't care. I said that to say this. I said that to say this. You know, I don't care how many personalities we get. We still can't be two people at the same time. You hear me? We still can't be two people at the same time. You hear me? You know, it's we need to be careful out here in these spiritual, you know, in these spiritual streets. We need to be careful out here. We need to know what we're getting ourselves into. You know, um, we really need to know what we're getting ourselves into. You know, I was just finding myself sending some light, you know, and some love and finding compassion for young Pharaoh, cause I in my observation, I can't say what he going through, to speak on what he going through, but it's evident that he going through some things, you know. So I was lifting him up, you know, in the highest in the highest space possible, you know, and it's even it's even surprising that I'm speaking on it, but you know things don't come across. I'm in a space where if things come across my lens or my timeline in any kind of way, you know, instead of me brushing it off or dismissing it, you know, I dig into the whys, you know. Everything got a reason behind it, you know. So, uh, yeah, everything got a reason behind it, man. If y'all know, y'all know. You know, y'all seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. But y'all lift that boy young Pharaoh up, man. You know, in love. You hear me? Um, and lift yourself up too. You know, lift yourself up too. Cause hoping and wishing is not the same as knowing and living. So it's important that we be just as sure as ourselves as we have wanted to be sure of others. You know, and in that we'll be in the best position to do the best that we can with what we know at this moment in time. Cause we can't be out here leaking. You hear me? Um, and social media is not the place to be leaking. You know, your energy sporadically for no reason at all. You know, it's a time to be intentional in everything that we do. You know, um, yeah. And I'm gonna just leave it like that. Feel good for no reason at all. You hear me? Um, it's natural, and all you gotta do is, if you got children, observe your kids. They'll show you how natural it is. You see. Um, and yeah, man. Till we do it again, I'm known as Sawu. Be you how you be you. You hear me? Be you how you be you. I use this video as a distraction to thaw out, but I'm about to go into this get back to this snow, man, cause it's coming down until tomorrow sometime. So I'm about to Go get back into it, man. It's real. 7 inches. I don't even know you. Oh, y'all can see this. There's 7 inches out there. That was when I. That was when I. And that was probably about an hour ago. So it's more inches since I got the last one up. But anyway, you hear me? I ain't gonna sit here and rumble. We in blizzard warning. So if y'all in this in the states that's getting it, keep yourself right. Stay warm. Don't overwork. Listen to your body. Don't be out here catching hypothermia or none of that. Stay healthy with it. And yeah, peace. Love y'all. Thank y'all for allowing me to ramble. To distract the distraction, you hear me? Time to get back to this cold weather. Peace.